Hello guys, I go by the name Ajwog Thum, the music sorcerer. And karibuni, this is where normally I do the creation process and partly pia just come, meditate, chill, na kuona what ideas zinaweza come up musically. So first of all, I do music as my art form for Bahari Huru Art Residency. And leo, I want to show you guys my creativity process and mali nimefika up until now from the start of the Bahari Huru program. So my main focus, my main thematic area ni marine life. And for my first idea, nilikuwa nataka kuongea about the ecosystem ya marine life, from the most basic one, wale planktons, the one that are like the source of all nutrients for organisms zote, and then pole pole tukiendelea to small fishes, bigger ones, then tukienda sharks up until the blue whales and the mega ones. So I wanted to incorporate ecosystem yote in a musical piece. So nimekuwa nikijaribu a few things, sometimes inaweza, sometimes haiwezi, but all that I wanted to do on my guitar, like try to emulate various sounds za our creatures na venye zinaweza intertwine so that with the help of diagrams na music, people can better understand about the marine ecosystem and the cycle of the food chain in marine biology. Because I think that's an important aspect, because watu wakipollute vitu kama the ocean with waste and plastics, normally we see the bigger picture, but we forget that even the chemicals that pollute the waters zina affect planktons, which are like the source of nutrients na life kwa bahari. And I think that's an important point to angalia. Music to me is a mode of communicate emotions na pia portray emotions, whatever emotion that may be, because kitu moja nimelearn over experience is that no matter what culture you come from, what race you come from, ama what geographical location you come from, as long as you are human, we have this one thing in common. We all experience emotions, whether happy or sad ama grief. Hizo zote ni emotions that the human can experience, and hiyo pia is very vital to change someone's behavior. And because of this, I try to evoke human emotions through my music so that niweze influence someone's behavior. For example, for this Bahari Huru project, notice we as humans, we are not good stewards of our environment. Tunaharibu mazingira, and saa zingine we can do so without a trace of emotion ama guilt about what we've done. But for this Bahari Huru project, I intend to use this guitar as my main instrument to create music powerful enough to evoke emotions that will eventually lead to a change in the heart and eventually a change in the behavior concerning pollution. So that tuangalie these creatures and the whole environment as part of one thing that we are meant to protect. And that's what inspires me. Emotions ni a very powerful thing yenye inaweza alter human behavior. So for me to create music, I must feel something in order to create it. So for the Bahari Huru project, I remember kwanza kuna this thing which really annoyed me. Hapa tu kando hapa, there's one day nilikuja nikapata plastic bottles zile kubwa kubwa, the 10 liter ones. Ziko hapo. Mimi nikasema maybe someone amesahau. 2 days later nikitoka shughuli nakuja napata like a whole, like a small lump ya takataka, and it's right outside my door. So I had to call mse wa takataka, garbage man, akuja collect ndo at least kukae safi. Then hiyo evoke something, because it was still in the middle at the starting of this residency. nikasema kitu kama hii, if I wanted to address it through music, itakuwa sinister, yes, but I need to make these people feel a certain way about their actions. So normally I would either write it down alafu niangalie what can work, but saa zingine ama most of the time inakuanga trial and error. So naweza kuja pick my guitar and then there might be a melody that's humming. Inaweza kuwa kitu kama la ra ra, and then niko like, how can I make this to evoke certain emotions? So I'll start combining just a bunch of notes like, and then pole pole, little by bit, little by little, zinaanza kuform like a certain picture. And the moment I continue playing them, there's something that normally I feel. And that's when najua like I'm headed in the right direction. Because nitaanza compose kidogo, ni add na ingine kidogo. Then mimi mwenyewe when I'm playing, I feel a certain kind of emotion. Then I know I'm heading in the right direction. So normally I won't even know kuwa I've achieved it vizuri until nisikizishe mtu ama I tell someone, hey, listen to this little something I'm composing. What do you think about it? What emotions does it invoke ukisikiza? And your feedback naichukua, and then I go back to the instrument and then work on it better, perfect it even more so that it becomes even more precise kuachieve kitu yenye nataka kufanya. So part of my creation process involves to collect ideas, different types, and then saa zingine ideas do come time yenye who expect, and normally I might not be having my guitar with me. So what I normally do is I write down the ideas as they come. So kama kwa hii book yangu ni hii kuandika notes, like for example hapa I have 2 pieces for the Bahari Huru that nimekuwa nikifikiria. So for the Little King unaweza ona hapa sketch a few things. Kama hapa nilikuwa nataka kuanza in the key of A minor. Then for the chords nimeandika 2 at most, because 2 chords being repetitive ina evoke a certain kind of emotion. And a minor key inakuanga always sad. So later I wanted to modulate to E flat minor, because kuna research nilifanya and I noticed E flat minor is one of the saddest keys in the music environment. So for the first piece ya Bahari Huru Project, it's an ongoing creation. Hii hapa alikuwa nimetitled Little King, meaning the plankton, the little one, but it's a king of all the ocean because it's very essential for the life kwa ocean. So alikuwa nimecompose something hapa, and I had sampled a few sounds kama ya underwater sound. Kulikuwa pia na a sample of a whale sound yenye nime-include. So let me play for you kidogo msikie. So hiyo ni underwater sound. So the idea kwa nini nilidecide kuweka only one guitar, it's because it sounds African, and the notes zenye nilikuwa nimechagua specifically zina evoke a happy emotion, because nilikuwa nataka pia kuportray the way the ecosystem is so peaceful without human interruption. I love the way things zina blend in with all the happiness na mood yote. So there was also that aspect yenye nime-include hapa. So the reason kwa nini nimeeka hii the other sounds is to enhance it na kuipatia a feel of kukua underwater and how I had envisioned it kwa akili, but pia at the same time use music to evoke that happy emotion mtu akisikiza, and still try to let it sink within the African rhythm, because I'm an African, I'm a Kenyan, and kukuwa na this kind of rhythms is a reflection of my culture. So let's listen some more. Hii ndo ni favorite part yangu actually. Wacha nicheze tena. So basically, creation bado inaendelea. It's not final, but I hope within the few days ama weeks I'll be able to merge part ya kwanza. There's also another part yenye nimecompose recently. Hiyo pia nita merge together and maybe we'll have to see the final product venye itakuwa. So mimi, I am really excited about this. Sijui mahali itaenda because right now bado vitu ziko in parts, but polepole najua tu zita sync na ziform one big beautiful art piece. So about the art of guitar, I fell in love with the guitar as a musical instrument the moment yenye nilisikia. It might be when I was young, but my very fond memory of guitar is when my dad one day alirudi home na box ya guitar. I was in high school back then. Mimi sikuwa najua ni guitar ameleta. Niliona tu ka box fulani imekuja akasema hii ni yako. The moment I opened it nikaona ni guitar. It was a small one. This is quite big actually. But nilivyoiona nilifurahi. The whole night I practiced. Sikumbuki nilala saa ngapi. And then over time my love for it grew even more to a point yenye nika decide solely that this will be my instrument of choice. Though napenda other instruments, I love the sound of piano, violin, but for guitar, this is the instrument that stole my heart. And for me as a musician, nachukua music kama a learning process which never ends, because every day na discover kitu mpya. Every day I get to try out something new, it work out, then it makes sense later on. So kwangu, it's a continuous process. I won't say I'm not good at it, neither will I say I've mastered it, but I'm still learning. I'm still a student hapa.